English Etymology and the Bible. I know Marilyn has really liked this class. She's really excited about how words are made up, and I know a lot of you are out there also all over the country and all over the world. We're on page 13 in Swinton's word analysis, and this is kind of an in-depth study of the building and what we might call etymology of words. And I've tried to bring in the English etymology and the Bible, because when you study this and understand what these words really mean, the Bible comes clearer to you when it says glorious. Things like that, abounding in glory. And let's look at some words now. We're going to go to suffixes. We were prefixes before, but now a suffix. That's, you have a prefix, you have a root, and you have a suffix. So now we're going to look at the suffix. And some words are just extremely compound, like anti-disestablishmentarianism. That used to be the longest word in the English language. A-B-L-E, able. Able means that which may be fit to be. Able, I-B-L-E, basically for euphony, that means that which may be fit to be. And B-L-E on the end of a word, that which may be fit to be. Now, let's look at some words. Let's look at the word curable. Curable. Sometimes you go to a doctor and they give you the long face and they say this disease is not curable or incurable. And that means that you have no hope. But let's look at the word curable. The word curable means that which may be cured. Curable means that which may be cured. And look at the word possible. 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 Possibly, the word posse there, it means done or accomplished. And possible means that which may be done or that which may be accomplished. Now, soluble. Now, when you did you have chemistry at all, Marilyn? Did you have chemistry in your high school at all? Chemistry? No. Well, in chemistry, you go in there and you take liquids that are heavy liquids. These heavy liquids have different components in them. Some of them are very heavy. And you take and you can put electrodes in there or some type of substance in there, and it will take the components out of there, whatever it may be. And then you can take water, pure water, like distilled water, and you can put components in it and saturate it in that. But a component has to be soluble. Soluble. And soluble, that which may be dissolved. Soluble means that which may be dissolved. You can take salt or you can take sugar. I remember when I was very young, we didn't have much money. We were in very poor circumstances. Displaced Indians out of Indian Territory, Oklahoma basic, they came to California to be mistaken for white Okies. And we didn't have much food. And my grandmother, every now and then, she would go down and buy 5 pounds of sugar, which didn't cost very much, but that was a lot of money for us. And you can take we'd go out there and get water out of the canal, because we didn't have running water. We had to go get water out of the canal. Thank goodness the canal was near. We get the water in the canal, we take it and put it on the wood stove until the water was boiling, 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 and you could put a lot of sugar in that and it would just disappear. It would dissolve, wouldn't it? It would be soluble. You don't think that sugar is soluble when you put it in there, it was, and we would sometimes pour so much sugar in there that it would become syrup. Syrup. So sugar is soluble. Sugar is soluble. Salt is soluble. You can put salt in water and heat it up, and it will dissolve in the water. It's soluble. Now let's go into another word, and that's AC. AC. The suffix AC. And AC means relating to or resembling. Now let's look at some words that end with AC. Okay? How about cardiac? Cardiac. Well, the Greek word cardia, it means heart. And cardiac, if you had a cardiac failure, if you have a congestive heart failure or cardiac heart failure, if you have a cardiac infection or whatever you might have, anything cardiac means relating to the heart. And remember, I told you all scientific words come from Greek. Scientific and then of course the Latin, the legal terms come from Latin because the Catholic Church controlled the world, and they used the legal language as Latin. It even came into American English and all over. Well, the cardiac there means relating to the heart. Now, can you think of any other word that might be have an AC on the end of it? How about demoniac? Demoniac. Mm-hmm. The word demon means what? Little god, a little supernatural being. Demoniac means relating to or resembling a demon, a demoniac. Now, there was in the Bible, there was a Gadarene demoniac. He was had 2,000, at least 2,000 demons in him. So he was a demoniac. Now, the word AC is found only in Latin derivatives of the Greek origin. AC is found only in Latin derivatives from Greek origin. In other words, we went from Greek into Latin and then into English. And AC on the end, that means resembling or relating to. Now let's look at the word ACOUS. ACOUS and ACIOUS. ACIOUS and ACEOUS. And that means having the quality of. Having the quality of. Let's look at some words. We have the word soponius. 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 You can have a word soapy. Soapy. Soap. Soapy. Soponius means having the quality of soap. Now let's look at another word, capacious. Capacious. Having the quality of or holding much. Capacious means much. Abounding in much. Abounding in much. If you're rambunctious, that means you're going around rambling around. Abounding in going around, or quality of going around. ACY. That means a condition of being in the office of. The condition of being or the office of. Now we have a word here that goes back up until 1123 AD. In 1123 AD, on this Bible history map, 1123, the Catholic Church coined the term celibacy. Celibacy. Now, celibacy means abounding in being single. Unattached. Abounding in being single. Now, Marilyn, you were abounding in being single for a long time. Quite a few years. Celibacy. The Catholic Church said that their priests could not marry. They had to devote their lives, and the nuns had to devote their lives to God, and they had to abound, or having the quality or the condition of being single. Now God didn't make, when God made Adam, what did he do? He made a woman. He took her from him, and then he put them back together in marriage. Now marriage is something that was developed and invented by God. Every sensation from a man and a woman, from the desire of a woman for a man and the desire of a man for a woman, that is God-given. Every one of those things is God-given. God developed and invented that, and yet the Catholic Church wants to deny people of intimate relationships with a partner, with a wife or a husband. And not only that, they will deny when a man or woman, when they get too old to have children, they deny them the right to make love, to cohabit. That's hanky-panky. No, 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 no. That's not what the Bible teaches. The Bible doesn't teach that. Celibacy, the condition of being single. Now, the Apostle Paul said that some people are eunuchs by nature, some people make themselves eunuch, and some people are made eunuchs. Paul the Apostle, it is said historically that he had himself made a eunuch. There are many people that their owners, when they owned them, they would take them and castrate them and make them a eunuch. And we know that even to this day in many of the Islamic countries. The word curacy, the condition of being or the office of. Curus means the office of a curate. A curator, one that watches over something. In a museum, you have a curator, okay? That's a curate. Now, AGE. AGE is something that that we don't want to talk about sometimes. Marilyn never wanted to tell me her age, and she doesn't tell people her age. She said, that's my own business, and that's it, age. But this is a different kind of age. AGE is a suffix. So let's look at some of the words here. The act or condition of or collection of. Let's look at some of the words. Marriage. Marriage. We just talked about celibacy, didn't we? That means the state of being single. And now marriage is the state of being married. The act of marrying. Marriage is the act of marrying. You marry one another. The act of marrying. And then how about the word vassalage? Vassalage. V-A-S-S-A-L-A-G-E. That means the condition of a vassal. A slave, so to speak. And then the word foliage. Here's an interesting word. Foliage. You like foliage, don't you, Marilyn? Sharon, I know you like kind of foliage, and you like flowers and all of that. Both of you girls do. Foliage means the collection of leaves. Out here in the summertime, our trees have a lot of collection of leaves on each tree. And even in the wintertime, we have evergreen trees here, pine trees and things that have a collection of leaves on them right now, that foliage. Now, the suffix age is only found in French Latin derivatives. In French and Latin derivatives. And those are Romance languages, aren't they? That's what you call Romance languages. Now, let's look at an adjective. AL, okay? Let's look at the word AL. And that means relating to, or the act of, that which. Let's look at the word mental. What does the word mental mean? It comes from the word mentis. Mental.
Spell it.
Mental. M-E-N-T-A-L. That means relating to the mind. You have a mental curiosity. You have a mental, what we might call imagination. Mental means relating to the mind. It's all in your mind. Some people say, well, it's all relating to mental. Now, the adjective is relating to, and the noun is the act of or that which. The act of, or that which. Now let's look at the ending AL again. Removal. Removal. Now remember, these are only found in the French Latin derivatives. Removal. The act of removing. Removal. When you have a cancer, they talk about removing that, or the removal of the cancer, either by radiation or by the knife, surgery. Removal. The act of removing. Sometimes when a politician gets up there and it's really bad, they will go to the state of removal. Removing him. Removal. The act of removing. And then how about the word capital? Capital. C-A-P-I-T-A-L. The word capital, that means, the word capus there, that means head. And the word capital, that which forms the head of a column. Now, you're a column. When you stand up, you're a column. And the head of that column is your head. All right? And sometimes you have different kinds of words that you use for capital. Capitol is different. Capitol, it kind of means the head of a state. Now we look at some suffixes an, ane, an, and ane. The adjective means relating to, and the noun is one who. The adjective means relating to. Now let's look at this here at some words. Human. Human means relating to mankind. Human means relating to mankind. Now we have the word humane. Humane. H-U-M-A-N-E. Humane now means befitting to a man. Humane means befitting to a man. When you are humane, when you have humane behavior, and if you treat animals or other people bad, you're not humane, are you? You're not humane. You're not that which relates to or is beneficial or befitting of a mankind or a human. Humane. Now another noun here is the word artisan. 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 What is an artisan? What is an artisan? Well, Sharon, you're an artisan. Marilyn, you are an artisan. There are artisans that are cooks and chefs. There are artisans that are photographers. There's artisans that are that do artwork of all sorts. There are artisans that paint, and both of you girls paint and do other things, needlework and whatever. That's an artisan, one who follows a trade. An artisan, one who follows a trade. Now let's look at the word A-N-C-E and A-N-C-Y. A-N-C-E and A-N-C-Y. That means the state or the quality of being. The state or quality of being. The state or quality of being. Vigilance. Vigilance. What does the word vigil mean? When you have an all-night vigil, remember the watch, they would have funerals, they'd have a watch service. They'd have a person laid out in a home, in the living room or a bedroom on a home, and they would sit there, somebody would watch them because they were rats and mice, and they'd watch the rats and the mice and keep them away. When somebody is vigilant, it means a state of being watchful. How about elegance? Elegance. Elegance means the quality of being elegant. I remember a long time ago when Marilyn started going to a class with me there at Valley Baptist Church, they said that she was very elegant, like a princess or something, very elegant. People that wear their hair in a very elegant way, they dress in a very elegant way, they prepare themselves elegantly or in a very elegant way. Look at the word ant, like ant. An adjective and a noun. Vigilant, when you're vigilant, what? What does that mean? Vigilant means what? To watch. One who is watchful. Vigilant means one who is watchful. And the noun is assistant. What is an assistant? What is an assistant? We have people that are PAs, physicians' assistants. We have people that are assistant electricians, assistant mechanics. We have people that are what we call a prep chef. And that person is an assistant to a chef. Assistant. Going a little bit further now for tonight. AR. AR means relating to or like. Relating to or like. The word lunar means relating to the moon. We have lunar calendars and we have solar calendars. Now, by the way, everything that you see in the Bible, the years are shorter in the Bible than the solar years that we have today. The years in the Bible are shorter because they were lunar years than the solar years. Lunar means relating to the moon. Like or relating to the moon. Circular, what? What does circular mean? Circular. Catercus. Catercus means circle. Circular means like a circle. Like a circle. Circular, like a circle. The moon travels in a circular orbit around the earth. The earth travels in a circular order around the sun, etc. How about ARY? ARY. ARY means relating to, the adjective, and one who or place where. Let's look at these words now. ARY. How about epistolary? Epistolary means relating to a letter. Marilyn doesn't like to write emails, but she likes to write letters, epistolaries. She likes to write letters. We have the epistles of Paul, the letters of Paul in the Bible. We have the epistles of Peter. We have the different epistles in the Bible, the epistle of James, the epistle of the Hebrew, the book of Hebrews, Hebrew letter, the epistle of Jude, epistolary, relating to a letter. And then how about, and now a noun. That's an adjective. Now let's look at a noun in ARY. Missionary. Missionary. How about the word missionary? Mission means to send out. So that means relating, or one who is sent out. A missionary is one who is sent out. A missionary, the word like apostle. Apostle means one sent out with authority, great authority actually. The word missionary is one who's sent out from a church. Missionaries are sent out from churches. When I came to Fish Lake Valley, I was a missionary. And I was a missionary out of New Hope Missionary Baptist Church in Tehachapi. And then we founded the church, discovered the word Missionary Baptist Church from the church in Tehachapi. A missionary, one who is sent out. And let's look at another one. How about aviary? Aviary comes from avis, doesn't it? a place where birds are kept. Avis means words. Aviary is a place where birds are kept. It's a bird cage, in other words, the bird cage. Okay. How about another noun here with an A-T-E on the end of it? Delegate. There's the word delegate. And one who is sent by others. Delegate is one who is sent by others. In the Bible, we had delegates that were sent from churches to what we call association meetings. In the Bible, where different churches sent delegates to Jerusalem. And they would go to Jerusalem, they would take an offering for the Jerusalem saints, and they would go through what we might call discussions about different things. So a delegate is one who is sent by others, and there's a lot of that in the Bible. Another ATE is the adjective having the quality of, but the verb is to form the act of or cause of. How about the word navigate? Navigate comes from navis, and it means to navigate means to perform of the act of sailing. Navigate means to sail, and when you navigate something, you can circumnavigate the earth, as Magellan did. Let's look at the word CLE. Vesicle. A minute vessel. Minuscule. Very small. That very small. Minute. Minuscule means very smart. Very, very small. And we have the word minute. A minute is a small part of an hour. And then we have the word C-U-L-E and E-E on the end. E-E. Animal, cule. Animalcule. Animalcule, that means a small animal or miniature animal. A small animal. We have bantam chickens. A bantam chicken is a small and a minuscule animal. And then the word EE is one who, a referee is one who, to whom something is referred. In a ball game you have a referee, don't you? An umpire. Umpire is a referee, so to speak. In a wrestling or boxing match you have a referee. One who, to whom something is referred, and that person will tell you what happened. That's it. You may disagree with him, but his word stands because he is the referee. He's the one who something is referred. Now again, this suffix is found only in French-Latin origin. E-E-R and I-E-R. E-E-R and I-E-R. The word Chevrolet is a French word, isn't it? It's not Chevrolet, it's Chevrolet. So now let's look at a word, and this E-E-R and I-E-R means one who. Engineer, what is an engineer? What is an engineer? There's all kinds of engineers. Mm-hmm. Yeah, all kinds of engineers. There's people that they hire an engineer to develop a plant or whatever. He's the engineer. One who is in charge of the engine. Literally. One who is in charge of the engine. An engineer is one who is in charge of an engine. Now, we went over there to Law's Railroad Museum a few years ago, Marilyn and I, and you can see it on YouTube and discovertheword.com. And they had rebuilt number 18 engine over there, and number 18 engine was up and going, and Marilyn and I got to ride on that engine for over an hour, just back and forth, and Marilyn got to blow the whistle. And you had to blow the whistle so many times if you were going forward. If you're going to stop, you blew the whistle. If you're going to go in reverse, you blew the whistle so many times. They used to say, the engineer, by the blowing of the whistle and ringing of the bells, you could tell who it was. They had a fingerprint on the whistle, etc. The guy blew the whistle in a certain way. An engineer. They're also in ham radio, in what used to be a CW or constant wave or Morse code, when a person ran straight key, you could tell the way that he sent, you could tell who it was. They had a certain, what they call a Brooklyn swing to it. The engineer is the one who is in charge of an engine or some type of what we might call maybe a railroad yard, what we might call a refinery. An engineer is the one who designed and is controlled over the working of the refinery. How about brigadier? Brigadier, the one who is in charge of a brigade. A brigadier general. A brigadier general is one who is in charge of a brigade. Now let's go to one more little suffix here. And again, these suffixes are found only in words with French Latin origin. E-N-E. E-N-E. Having relation to. Tyranny. Tyranny. That comes from the Latin word terra. 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 Terra means earth. A tyranny is having relation to the earth, in relation to the earth. And what tyranny to the earth are you? And what relationship to the earth are you? E-N-C-E and E-N-C-Y. E-N-C-E and E-N-C-Y. The state of being or the quality of. How about presence? When somebody is present, when they have presence, that state of being presence. When you're in the presence of somebody, you are in the state of being with them, in their presence. How about the word tendency? Tendency. T-E-N-D-E-N-C-Y. Having the quality of or tending towards. Tendency, you have a tendency toward not believing somebody when they prove themselves to be a liar, like some of these politicians. They'd lie to you rather than tell the truth, even when it was more beneficial. A tendency. The whole human race has a tendency to sin, don't we? We have a tendency to sin. The quality of or tending towards. Women, a lot of women have a tendency toward chocolate. Is that right? Women have a tendency toward chocolate, and so do men in many cases. E-N-T. One who or which, an adjective, that's noun, and adjectives being or ing on the end of it. We have a student. One who studies. A student is one who studies. I have been a lifelong student of the Bible and many things. I study all the time. I read about 4 books a month usually. That's nothing compared to what Sharon does. She's a student. She reads probably 20 books a month sometimes, I guess. One who, a student is one who studies. And an adjective as being or ing equivalent to. Equivalent means having, equal to, or equivalating, or equaling. Jesus Christ, as far as the Godhead goes, is equal to the Father. He is equivalent to the Father. He is co-eternal with the Father. Now the word E-S-C-E-N-C, essence, and essent, and S on the end of it. Essence means the state of being or the state of becoming. When you have a convalescence, when you go into a convalescent hospital, you go in there with the idea of becoming better or well. Convalescence. Convalescence. The state of being or becoming well. Essent means becoming. Convalescent means becoming well. Becoming well. And convalescence means the state of becoming well, and convalescent means becoming well. Now we have the word S on the end of it. The S on the end of it. And I believe that's an Anglo-Saxon suffix there. ESS. ESS. Lioness is a female lion. A lioness is a female lion. A female lion. And a female lion is very protective of her young, isn't she? A lioness. You could use the word as an adjective. She is a lioness when it comes to her children. She is a lioness when it comes to her husband. She is a lioness. She is very ferocious. She is protective. She is a lioness. Lion-hearted. Remember? Richard the Lion-hearted in history. A female lion. A lioness. I hope you enjoyed this class. I hope you've learned some little things from it, from our language, and even as it relates to the Bible. Our Father, we send this little message out that people might learn to grow closer to you in their language. And when they read the Bible, I pray that they'll learn what the words that they're reading mean in a more precise way. Father, please forgive me where I failed you. Let this message go out through the world to honor and glorify you. In Jesus' name.